The NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship has been officially decided, and we got a first-time champion. What's going, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship race from Phoenix International Speedway. We got to talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, coming into this championship race, you had 4 guys going for the championship, that being Ty Gibbs, the only Joe Gibbs racing driver, in 3 junior motorsports cars, that being Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, and Justin Allgaier. For the most part, majority of this race, Ty Gibbs completely dominated. That 54 car looked extremely strong. In the first half and first like 120 laps, Ty Gibbs pretty much had the best car. That car was really strong in the long run. On the short run, it was really, really fast. Now, in the middle portion race, in the middle to half portion of the race, it did look like the 7 and 9 car got a lot better, but they made some really good changes on the 54 car to get him back out front. Basically, that car got better on the long run, and eventually they had a caution come out around 40 laps to go for Dylan Bass, and ended up blowing up. And then basically it all got decided on the final pit stop, because at this point Ty Gibbs basically had a fantastic stop and basically won the race off pit road. Unfortunately for Noah Gragson, who was in 3rd position at the time, just like all night long, the pit crew did a really, really awful job, and they lost 4 or 5 pit positions on pit road. And really, they almost had a chance to recover at the end, but they actually got into Brandon Jones, who, funny enough, is a different Joe Gibbs car they probably were going to go after, but they got into Brandon Jones unintentionally. He got into Brandon Jones unintentionally and brought the caution out, and it came down to a very long strategy between Justin Allgaier, Noah Gragson, and Ty Gibbs. Justin Allgaier put up a really good 5 around 25 laps ago, but Ty Gibbs eventually got to lead, and then Noah Gragson, he eventually got to second. Now, if you kept watching the race, Noah Gragson actually looked a lot faster at points, but Ty Gibbs doing a good job. All of a sudden, with around 8 or 9 laps to go, Noah Gragson started to close in. It looked like that 9 car was really starting to come in at the end of the race, but he would not have enough time to catch Ty Gibbs. He really got to around 2 or 3 car lengths, was closing in, trying to send it in the final corner, but Ty Gibbs would end up coming off the corner and winning his first ever NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship pending post-race inspection. He is your 2022 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion. Honestly, coming into this championship race, this is the one guy that I did not want to win the title, especially after what happened last week at Martinsville, after dumping his teammate Brandon Jones. I'm not really happy about that, and I didn't want him to win the championship. I would have really liked Noah Gragson to win, or Josh Berry to win, or Justin Allgaier to win. But fair play to Ty Gibbs. He did have the best car tonight, and he raced pretty clean and respectfully today. He did a good job racing clean and respectfully. He didn't really get at anybody and did a good job on the track. Whether you like Ty Gibbs or not, he is a very talented driver. I don't like Ty Gibbs, don't get me wrong. I didn't want him to win the title, but he had such a dominant car in practice and looked really, really good yesterday. He kind of knew that it was going to be kind of a factor, and Ty Gibbs, just the pit crew did a lot better. Junior Motorsports, they had 3 chances to go out there and win the championship, and at the end of the day, they didn't end up going out there and winning the championship. You know, they led for a little bit of this race, but Ty Gibbs by far had the best car. I think he was the farthest up of the championship drivers for like 150 or 145 of the laps, and it's just when you have a car that good on the track, it's going to be really, really tough to pass him. So congratulations to Ty Gibbs on winning the title and all that. Let's talk about the other championship contenders. Noah Gragson, like I said, I think Gragson had the best car of the junior motorsports cars that were competing for the championship. Unfortunately, though, Noah Gragson's crew just made multiple mistakes on pit road. Every single pit stop and they were on pit road, they lost at least 1 position. At the end, they lost 5 positions, and that's what cost them the championship, because if they don't get put that far back on pit road, those 4 or 5 positions, I think they are the ones winning this championship. I know that Ty Gibbs is fast, but if Gragson starts a little bit closer to the front, let's say around 3rd or 4th position, he's probably the one going for the championship, and not basically Ty Gibbs going and win the championship. But Noah Gragson did have a fantastic year. He got 8 wins in 2022. Could have won a 9th race, but he didn't get it done. I'm definitely frustrated that he didn't win, because I think he deserved it more than any other drivers. I think that Gibbs still had more points than Gragson, but I still wanted Gragson to win the championship so bad. I'm really frustrated about this. I really picked him to win the championship. I've gone 0 for 2 so far on my championship picks. I'm not too happy about that. I picked Gragson to win, and it's frustrating. He's my favorite driver of these 4, and he looked the best to try to go out there. But he also kept battling Justin Allgaier, and Junior Motorsports team just basically kept battling each other and just kept battling on, and just cost him a shot at this championship to keep battling. They should have worked together. I know they're going for a championship, but they seriously should have worked together to get around Ty. But instead, they kept racing each other and kept losing a lot of time. Once they stopped racing each other and worked together, they got around Ty Gibbs, but like I said, eventually Ty got back around them. Look, Ty Gibbs has been fast all year. He got 7 wins this year, won a lot of stages, had a lot of top 5s, a lot of top 10s, had a lot of laps led. I think he ended up leading the most laps of anybody this year and did have a really, really good year regardless. And whether you like it or not, he'll be in the Cup Series next year. He's going to get a boot a lot next year, probably worse than what Kyle Busch got booed. And he's going to have a really difficult time in Cup next year. But he did race very, very clean and very respectful today. He did have the best car. And when you do have the best car, you do technically deserve the win. Even though I'm not, like I said, I am not personally a big fan of Ty Gibbs. I didn't want him to win the championship. Well, I do like Ty Gibbs, but I've been liking him less and less as the year has gone on with some of the antics that he's done on the track. But I guess if you do some antics, you're going to go on to win a championship. So it's definitely really, really frustrating that, the best guys can't really go out there. Well, the best guys were in the championship. I think the 4 best drivers, I know Allmendinger was good as well. He was a regular season champion. But I do think the best drivers that were still in the championship hunt were able to go out there and compete. Talking about Justin Allgaier actually looked really good near the end of the race, but the car kind of fell off. His car was smoking too, which was really, really interesting. His car did look pretty good, but then as the run went on, that 7 car kind of fell off. And Josh Berry was kind of a no-show in tonight's race. Josh Berry was a factor at points, but he never really was a contender for the lead. The highest he was up was 3rd. It just seemed like that 8 car was really, really not that competitive and not really that fast, and fast enough to capture the Ty Gibbs or even Noah Gragson. I thought Berry was going to be a little bit more of a threat than he was. It would have been a really cool rags to riches story to close at the title, but he will get an opportunity in 2023 to try to go out there and win the championship once again. And when I look at Josh Berry going into 2023, I do think that Josh Berry is going to be a championship threat next year. I think he's going to win a lot of races, and I think especially with Ty Gibbs likely going to Cup next year and Gragson going to Cup next year, I think you have to assume he's going to make the championship 4 along with some really good drivers. As for Justin Allgaier once again be a championship threat next year, but it seems like he always finishes third in every single championship. And I don't know how much longer Justin Allgaier's got. He's 36 years old. He's definitely starting to get up there in age when it comes to a driver. He probably's got about 5 or 6 years left in his career before he probably decides to go and retire. I know 42 or 43 in Xfinity isn't really that old the more you think about it. It's a little bit older for Cup guys, but how much longer does Justin Allgaier want to keep doing this? We'll have to wait and see, but he'll be back next year to try to win a championship. Overall, looking at the race now, talking about it, I thought this is actually a really good race. I think the racing so far this weekend for trucks and Xfinity have done a really good job. They put less resin on the track, which I think has really helped the racing overall for the weekend so far. And I think we did have a very, very solid race tonight. I thought it was really, really good. Beginning wasn't too great, to be honest. The first stage was a little bit boring. But once we got to the second and third stage, especially the battles for the lead, how close it was very entertaining to watch. Different lines, different groups, and restarts were really fun as well. I still don't think Phoenix should be hosting the season finale, but credit where credit's due. This is definitely some of the best racing I've seen at Phoenix in a very, very long time. And hopefully the Cup race tomorrow evening is going to be as good as some of the racing has been. I'll give Phoenix credit where credit's due, and I thought the racing was good tonight. But anyways, congratulations to Ty Gibbs winning the 2022 NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. I'm not the happiest about it, but when you have a really, really good car and you're up front all year, you kind of do have a chance to deserve it. And Joe Gibbs Racing wins another championship. I think this is their second straight championship because in 2020, I can't remember who won 20. It was Austin Cindric. So the second straight year for Joe Gibbs Racing to win the title. Ty Gibbs likely going to Cup next year in the 18. It's going to be a very unpopular championship with a lot of fans, but when you have the best car in the race, you do technically deserve it. So fair play to Ty Gibbs. I'm not the happiest about it in the world, but it is what it is. And congratulations to Ty Gibbs on winning the 2022 NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. Whether you like him or not, he does technically kind of deserve the championship. I still wanted the Gragson to win. I really, really did. But congratulations to Ty Gibbs on winning the title. So anyway, that is your tonight's NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship race review from Phoenix. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Link description below over that. And combo your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate Ty Gibbs. I know a lot of you probably are not going to, but if you want to, congratulate Ty Gibbs on winning the Xfinity Series Championship. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we're going to have the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race review. We'll go over the championship and talk about the champion and all the other championship contenders as well. We'll probably talk a little bit about the race as well. Oh, speaking of which, my score for tonight's race overall, a 9 out of 10. Great racing on the track. Really enjoyed that. But we'll have the Cup race review up on the channel tomorrow evening after that race concludes. 4 drivers are going for the championship. That'll be Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Joe Logano, and of course, Christopher Bell. Joe Logano starts on the pole. Chase Elliott starts 5th. Christopher Bell starts 17th. And Ross Chastain starts 25th. So anyway, I'll see you guys for that video when that gets released tomorrow evening. Take care, everybody.